Hey there, my awesome friends. I know this was supposed to be a live broadcast. However, being in China and going through VPNs to try and get to YouTube, not gonna happen. I tried a lot of different things and nothing worked. So I'm just gonna make a regular video and give you the bike check because I don't wanna wait any longer to open my bike. Let's get it open. So today I actually got 3 packages all related to the bike. I got the bike itself, and who knows what else might be in here, because there might be something else in here. I got this box, which should be pedals and grips, because I'd like to try some plastic pedals and see if I can grind with those, because Echo advised me not to try and put axle pegs on the aluminum frames, and I'm going to follow that. You know, I actually bought some axle pegs. I was going to have them machined to fit the bike. And I ordered them right before I had the conversation with the guys at Echo, and they were like, no, don't put axle pegs on the bike. So I've got an extra set of axle pegs. I might give those away sometime soon. And then this is a golf bag so that I can hopefully easily transport this bike. So maybe later I'll try and put it in this golf bag. All right. Here we go. So as you can see, it's a Czar 20-inch, and this might be the color, although I have a hard time reading Chinese characters. I do know the color. Echo actually sent me a picture of the bike right before they shipped it, and I almost wish they didn't, because I actually didn't know what color the bike was going to be. They had asked me what color I wanted, and I told them. And then that was months ago. And then there are all these problems with all the smog here in China. The company that actually does the anodizing for Echo had to shut down. And so Echo was in a big scramble trying to find another company in China that could actually anodize their bikes during this insane smog that we're having, because the government is shutting down all these polluting factories. So I was like, hey, why don't you just send me a bike that isn't painted? Because it doesn't really bother me. I think a bare aluminum bike is going to look beautiful. I don't care. And I just really want my bike. And I thought they had agreed to that, but they didn't. They still anodized my bike, and it's trick. So let's go ahead and open this up and see. All right, I found a little bag of something. Let's open this. I think I know what this is, though. Aha. Spokes. I just broke a spoke on the front wheel of my 24-inch on the radial side, so Echo was nice enough to send me some spare spokes. That's very cool. Anything else in here? No. All right, put those away. There's a lot of stuff to cut. Let's go ahead and do that. They didn't have street tires to send me. I've got tires on order. I'll hopefully have those in, but I'll ride the knobbies for a couple of days. Whatever. So here we are. We've got my bike. We've got the front and rear wheels. And you might notice I don't have a front brake. And you might be thinking, hey, what kind of trials bike is that if it doesn't have a front brake? Well, check this out. Chromoly cranks. And look at this. No freewheel up here. This is a BMX geared bike. This thing is set up to be a BMX bike, and that's what I asked Echo for. Now, I want to tell you a little about the history of this bike. So, I don't work for Echo. I'm not sponsored by Echo. I have a very close relationship with Echo because I used to work for Echo. And several years ago, I suggested, why don't you make a 20-inch Czar? And they were like, no, 20-inch Czar, no. And here we have it, a 20-inch Czar. So as soon as I heard that this bike was going to be made, I was like, I have to have one. I have to have one. And so like I said, this bike is red because I asked for it to be red. I believe it is the only red 20-inch Czar in existence. And maybe I should have gone with purple. It's kind of my signature color now. But I went with red because I saw how beautiful the TRA signature bike was, and I just wanted it. And I'm really happy with this color red. I think it's great, and I'm really looking forward to riding this bike. So, no front brake. I've got a front disc. I'm going to take that off right now. All new Czar stem. It looks like it's pretty tall, so I'm wondering if I'll want to run BMX bars on this or not. I had originally planned to buy some BMX bars. I haven't bought them yet, because I wanted to try the stock bars first. And considering how tall this stem is, who knows, it might work. So here's the new bar. This doesn't have, it looks like, as high a rise as the bar on my 24. So I'll try this bar, and then if I'm not happy with it, you know, I might actually try the bar on my 24 if it does have a higher rise, which I believe it does. And if the 24-inch bar feels better, then I'll ride that. And if not, I'll switch to a BMX bar. Now that I've got the bike on this side, you can clearly see it is called the Ion. And like I say, this is a street trials bike. So the people who buy this are going to get a street trials version. It's going to have the standard freewheel in the front and standard trials gearing in the rear. And it's going to have aluminum cranks. This bike, as it is with the BMX setup, I understand is only going to be sold in China. So if you guys out there are interested in it like this, you might want to talk to your local Echo dealers and say, hey man, I saw that they're making this for the Chinese market. Ask them to make it and send it out here to us. And Echo asked me how I wanted my bike set up. At first I told them trials because I thought I'll try it at trials at first and then switch it over to BMX later. And then they told me, oh no, you can't just switch to BMX. You need a new back wheel and you need new bottom bracket and new cranks and the whole bit. And I thought, you know what, let's just set it up BMX, because then I'll have one BMX bike and I'll have one trials bike. So no problem. Is that even really a seat post? That's as high as it can be, and it's already so low. And yeah, it goes all the way down. Let's talk about geometry. What's the geometry of this bike like? Well, first, the head tube angle is 73 degrees, which is really funny. I watched Alfredo Mancuso's video about bike geometry, and he was saying that 73 degrees is slow. And I remember back when I used to ride BMX as a kid, 72 degrees was slow, 73, 73 and a half was fast. So considering that bikes now can be 74 and even more, wow, that's really interesting. It's a big change in geometry from when I was young. The seat tube angle is 69 degrees. And now let's talk about these other measurements. So this is a 21-inch top tube. That's pretty cool. Chain stays are going to be short, I know. So let's say about a 13-inch chain stay. And then the bottom bracket height. So if I remember right, Echo measures bottom bracket height relative to the axle. I'm going to just measure it to the ground. So it would seem to be about 11 inches from the ground. Bottom bracket height is 11 inches from the ground. I believe it is 65 millimeters higher than the axle. I'm not positive. I'll have to double check that number. Let's see here. From the center to center, we've got about 8.5 inches. So your standover height, 8.5 inches. I think that's a really interesting thing to term standover height, because to me, standover height should be the measurement from the top tube to the ground. That's your standover height. To me, this is really your seat tube length, but whatever. 8.5 inches, there you go. So you can compare this bike's geometry to your regular BMX bike's geometry and see what you think. I can't wait to actually ride this thing. It's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. I'll get home, there should still be some daylight. I'll take it out and take it for a little spin. For now, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I wanna give a shout out to Levi GB. What's up, dude? And to Levi's buddy Donovan, who, Levi tells me that Donovan watches all my videos, but Donovan, you haven't left me a comment, I don't think, so leave me some comments, dude. Let me know who you are. Let me know that you're watching. And the rest of you, let me know who you are. Let me know you're watching. And let me know any other questions you have about this bike. Like I say, this is the first of its kind. This is a rare beast. This is my personal unicorn. As far as I know, this is the only red one in existence. All the other ones are supposed to be black or gray. I think gray. And wow, man, this red is just beautiful up close and personal. So thank you so much, Echo. You guys, I love you. And obviously you love me. And thanks everybody for watching. I hope that this bike check was somewhat informative. And I can't wait. So I got to tell you guys, actually, that the local amusement park, you've probably seen my video where I went to the amusement park and watched the Bikes and Blades show. That park, that skate park there, is open to the public. You can buy a pass and you go there for a year. It's 880 RMB. I think that's about 120, 130 US dollars, something like that. Anyway, it's not cheap, but it's not super expensive. So now they actually have a foam pit, I hear. So as soon as I'm done with my winter classes, another 5 days, I'm gonna buy a pass for that place. I don't have to go with my wife to her hometown, so I'm gonna have a lot of free time, and I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna jump into that foam pit, I'm gonna have a lot of fun, I'm gonna make crazy, stupid videos. And I should be hanging out with Team Haro's Zhang Jiryang, also known as Johnny. He's a really cool guy, he speaks English pretty well, and I'm really hoping to ride with him more just so I can learn and maybe help him get more videos out so that people outside of China know more about who he is. So some of you might be wondering, why on earth did I get this bike? I could have got another BMX bike, and it's not just loyalty to Echo. Like I say, I love this bike. I asked for this bike years ago, so I had to have this bike, one. But the other thing is that my 24-inch street trials bike is much lighter than your average 20-inch BMX street bike. Those bikes, those chromoly bikes, are much heavier than these aluminum bikes. And this thing being smaller, wow. I mean, should we put it on the scale? Let's put it on the scale. So I just put me and the bike on the scale. The bike comes in at 9.2 kg. And the tires, actually no, the tires got some air in them. So you can't say that that's it. 9.2 kg complete bike. So that's like 20¼ pounds. That is super lightweight. Now granted, I might have to change the bars, and the new bars will probably be a little heavier, and who knows what else I might be swapping around. But this bike is very lightweight. I'm very excited about this. So this has been your world exclusive first look at the Czar 20-inch Ion with BMX gearing, and I hope you guys liked it. Remember to leave me a comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and remember, you are awesome. See ya.